Welcome back to TheChowTimePod. It's your host, Red. Got a video today from the Financial Coffee channel. Many women are getting evicted because rent is way too high. Yeah, I can see it. Please like, share them below. I really appreciate that. Let's get that chow. It's chow time.
One of the worst mistakes I ever made was moving into an apartment that I cannot afford.
Okay, cool. So I'm having to move out of my house because I can't afford rent. So I'm moving into my parents' property. So I'm just saying.
Alright, I told you guys. I've been staying in where I've been staying here for almost 5 years now. 4 or 5 years? I can't even remember. I'm horrible with dates. And I paid $700. My roommate, my friend, has not charged me anymore. He has added electricity, so I help pay electricity now too on top of my $700, which isn't nothing, which isn't that bad. That's what I meant to say. And only now that I make six figures, I'm doing well. I'm looking to get my own place now. I want to get a little bit bigger studio, and I don't want you guys to see my bed all the time. You know, it's a little bit bummy like, but I just want to be a little bit better. I want to grow. I want to make a bigger studio and invite more people, do other channels with different types of podcasting or types of content. So I just wanted a bigger studio for that. And I really don't want to spend $3,000 a month, $4,000 a month for a place to stay. It's just not viable unless it helps you with your business in some way, shape, or form, or you can easily afford it. Now, $3,000 a month is a lot, but I can afford it enough to where, you know what, it can help me grow further. It might be a great investment.
Saying, like, you know what, me moving into my parents' house at 30 is gonna be the best thing that's ever happened to me. It doesn't matter. We're gonna be fine. We're all gonna be fine.
And can help me if any of you have extra money. Yeah, I've been pretty much a mess since I read that, and I don't know what to do. So
again, the reason why Financial Coffee channel covers women, and I like covering women in this particular topic, of course there's men that are in the same boat. I'm not saying there isn't. There's probably plenty of men in the same boat, but we don't get to come on TikTok and cry about it and then maybe get bailed out. That's the problem I have with a lot of TikToks and a lot of these things that women are doing. They're doing it for what? Attention, validation, and yes, for Sims to send them money and take care of them out of their situation. That doesn't happen for men. If you're homeless and you're going homeless, you're SOL, you're going to go homeless. There's very few people are going to help you. Very few people are willing to help you. You just have to help yourself. That's why I'm a little more harsh on women, because they have an easier life. They have so many programs for them to not be homeless. They have so many shelters for them to stay and do all these things, and yet they still end up where they end up.
if y'all could please help and reach out, that would be great. That'd be really great. Thanks. I need your help. I might lose my house, and
begging.
If this letter is any indication, which I'm pretty sure it is,
you know what? I know I'm pausing a lot, guys. Someone said in the comment section, they're happy that people post their L's, post their financial fuck ups, so other people learn. I also don't hate on that, but it's also, you're making yourself look bad in such a way, to such a degree of people. So you seem to be financially unsavvy. Why would anybody want to mess with you? For women, it doesn't matter. I can be financially unsavvy. I can be a stupid person. I can be a horrible person. I can be a mean person, and I'm still going to get a mate. If men came online and posted our L's this way, women would destroy us.
I'm literally shaking. Yeah, my heart is pounding. It's like over 100 beats per minute. So yeah, I'm really going through the anxiety. Okay. If anyone can help me with that, I would really fucking appreciate it, because
just begging.
I really don't know what I'm gonna do without this place. I have spent so much time crying, and I have a lot more complicated of a situation regarding me losing my house than most people do.
I want to know who they're pricing these expensive ass apartments for. Who are they pricing it for? because there's no way that I can't find a 1-bedroom, 1-bathroom for lower than $2,300 that's actually decent. No roaches, no rats. We should not be in a state where minimum wage workers have...
I'm going to call some BS on that. Even here where I live in California, LA area, OC area, you can get a 1-bedroom apartment for like $1,650, $1,850, 1-bedroom, 1-bath, and they're pretty clean. So I don't know where this $2,300 is, but I'm going to call BS a little bit.
Have to live with 3 to 4 people in order to afford to live.
And then what's wrong with that? I live with my brother, which is the other room, and then my roommate. We live with 3 people, $700 each. Well, my roommate pays different. It's his mortgage, so, but still. Actually, he pays about $700 too, because his mortgage is only like $2,200 or something, like $2,100. He bought this house from his parents way before the pandemic and stuff. So we each only pay $700 to cover the mortgage on this place. That's wonderful.
Everyone at minimum should be able to afford to live alone.
No,
Period.
That's stupid. At minimum, I don't think that should be the minimum. People should be striving to be able to live alone. People think that living alone is such an end-all, be-all. No, it's the saving money and, working towards your future. Then you get to do whatever the fuck you want. But when you're young, you just gotta fucking work hard.
I am not in a good situation. I am not okay. I don't know what to do.
Crying on the
I
internet.
am literally being kicked out of this apartment by 5 o'clock tomorrow to avoid getting an eviction on my record. And my parents have lied, essentially, and gone back on everything that they said that we were supposed to have set up for me.
They were supposed to have set up for you? Girl, you're supposed to set things up yourself. Parents are wonderful. They can be wonderful. They can be a good backup. But if you already chose to be on your own, you already chose all these things.
So, no, I'm just, and I literally have like 30 hours before I have to be out of this apartment or I have to go back to court.
And why do you think she's doing this, guys? Crying on the internet right here, bitching and moaning like this. Because she wants Sims to send her money.
So,
I don't feel shit for this.
So if anybody can help me, please help me.
See?
I don't know what to do. I live in Columbus, Ohio.
And what is help me? Can you help me? Can anybody help me? What is really help? It's fucking money.
I will literally pack it up and go anywhere. I'll go anywhere right now. I will go anywhere.
At least she's good enough to have some real tears. I give her credit for that. You see, guys, this is what I don't understand. Why is she blaming her eviction on her parents? She said that her parents lied to her, but how? And she also said that her parents are trying to trap her into moving back into a place that she cannot physically be. Okay, maybe her parents saw how much she was struggling to pay the rent and asked her if she could move back in with them, which is something that a loving and caring parent would do.
Agreed.
But this is what I hate about this whole situation. She's passing the blame on everyone else but herself. Accountability is definitely women's kryptonite.
So I'm currently in a position where I'm losing my apartment in Quebec, and if I don't find another place by the end of September, I'm going to be essentially homeless. I have nowhere else to go. Now, there's a few mistakes that I made in this process, and that's the reason that I'm sharing this video, because I don't want other people to make the same mistakes as I am and end up in the same position as I am. I can't be out in August. Like, that's way too fast.
Why?
And her response to that was to send a threatening letter, threatening legal action if I don't agree to what she's propositioning. And I said, well, no, this is not what we agreed to. I can't do this. So she goes and gets a lawyer. And the lawyer sends me a very threatening letter saying that if I don't agree to what she wants, that they're going to go to the rental tribunal and they're going to have me evicted. And guess what their reason for having me evicted for? Non-payment of the full amount of rent. They
Everything you're saying makes logical sense so far.
obviously can't do this. I mean, there's no way that they can have me evicted based on this. Well,
What? You didn't pay your rent. So it's the most basic logical reason to evict you.
Guess what? Yeah, they can. I went to see a lawyer, and yeah, they can. And she advised me, look, enter into agreement with her, because otherwise, not only can she go to the regie, have you evicted for not paying the full amount of rent, but she can also request back pay for all of the rent that you didn't pay.
Wait, so you haven't been paying rent for a long time, it seems, and she's evicting you now. What the fuck is this entitlement?
Maybe I'm wrong, but does she look like she has some plastic surgery done on her lips?
Oh, maybe.
I don't know.
Oh,
anyway,
100%.
her story doesn't add up. I think there's a lot more to this story than what she's telling us. She left out many details and on purpose.
While I could afford my actual apartment and the rent, I really could not do anything else but stay inside. Be able to go on like trips to Europe and things like that. So if you're a young person that's easily
Trips to Europe things. Like, I really don't understand it, guys. Again, since I was a kid, I did not get a single vacation until 2009, which is 4 years after I graduated high school. And I went to Cambodia with my family. That was the only vacation that I can actually think of, other than I went to Cancun earlier this year. That's literally all I have, guys.
easily influenced and you want the lifestyle that you see everywhere online, just think twice about it, because it's not always amazing and not always great.
I moved into a place that I can't afford, and now I'm stuck. I recently moved into a luxury apartment, and though it is nice and I like it and all these other things, I realized that I can't afford it. But as far as like what I want to do in life, I can't really afford it. In a sense of, now I'm in a position where it's like I'm here and I pay so much in rent, it's to the point where it's like I can't even go on a trip right now. Like I can't, like, and I haven't traveled in a while, and I'm very big on traveling. Like I'm very big on going out and stuff like that. And I can't really do it as much as I would like to, because it's like I can't afford it. You know, now I'm making more money, so it just makes sense for me to get a nicer place. It just makes sense for me to get a luxury apartment, because I'm making this amount of money, and people who make this amount of money live in this kind of place. Like
Do they really?
in a position I honestly and truly can say, like, if something drastic would happen, knock on wood, I pray not, I don't know if I'll be able to afford it. At least before, you know, when I wanted to, I can go on trips and I can do different things. And it's just like the same problems that I was having before, I have again, because I feel like every time I want to, like, I level up my lifestyle, I feel like I have to level up all the problems with it. And it's like
That's what it's called. More money, more problems. When people get more money, they upgrade their lifestyle to such a degree that it puts them in the exact same position that they were before.
that's why I truly never level up. So I just thought that was so crazy, because I really was sitting here and I'm like, yo, I can afford this place on paper, but like I can't afford this place in my soul.
I guess many people have different definition of struggling. For her, struggling is living into a luxury apartment, but not be able to travel and go on trips.
Right?
These women act as if going on trip is a God-given right. But thank God we have the internet and TikTok to show us how stupid these women really are. No wonder why they can't afford their rent.
Made 10 DoorDashes in the last 2 hours.
Holy cow, girl. You are sweaty.
Guess how much I made? Guess. After gas, I made a whopping $24.76.
Find
Not
something else,
even
girl.
a full $25. Like, I can't even get my own food DoorDashed for $25. Okay?
Why would you do that? You're not making well enough money. You're not living such a luxury lifestyle to be door dashing food in the fucking first place. I don't understand that so many people do this. That's Uber Eats, DoorDash. I don't get it. I'll fucking walk my damn ass or drive my damn ass to wherever it needs to be to save the $5-10 of extra markup and fees. Why pay those things?
When I moved to Cali from Texas last year, I really thought that I was going to be living my California dream. I got my full-time job. I got health insurance, benefits, all of that stuff, all of the things that I thought that I needed to live a comfortable life. And it just feels like I can never make ends meet. Like I'm literally clocking into my 5 to 9 after my 9 to 5. Hold on, girl. I got to order. And I'm just so frustrated because I feel like I've done everything right. Like I went to school, I got my degree, I got a job, but like with...
No, you did everything what they told you to do, but that's not the correct way to do things. You thought it was right, but they lied to you.
Rent and bills and student loans and groceries and gas, like it just feels like I just cannot get ahead. And it's like... these billionaires who have never had to lug 5 Big Mac meals with drinks up 3 flights of stairs. It feels like they are making money hand over fist. Something has got to give, and I feel like it needs to be them because I'm tired. All right, the billionaires need to start opening their pocketbooks because I can't afford to keep on opening mine.
See, I don't think that that's the correct way to go about it. The people that made all this money. Okay, I do agree they should probably get taxed a little bit more. I will agree on that. But for them to just take their money and then give it to everybody else, why the fuck would I ever strive to be a billionaire then?
She's hustling backwards, if you ask my opinion. So basically, she moved from Texas to California.
Right,
because she
went
wanted
the
to
other
live
way.
her California dream. I mean, who still believe in the California dream? Nowadays, it's...
Me, somewhat. It's possible, but you have to be making like 200 grand to live a wonderful life in California. And I'm talking about solid, wonderful life. You do get to go on trips. You do live in a decent place. You know, you do have some disposable income. I'm looking at like 150 to maybe 200,000. That's to live very comfortably in California.
more like a California nightmare, if you ask my opinion. That was a very stupid move. I did the opposite. I moved from California to Texas. Why? Because of economics. You don't need a PhD in finance to understand that rent, food, gas, basically everything else costs more in California.
It does.
It costs way more than it does here in Texas. Yes, companies will pay you more if you live in California than if you live in Texas. But overall, it comes down to one simple thing. How much money do you have available at the end of the month after you have paid all your bills and the next paycheck has not hit your bank account yet? The same house that costs you close to $1 million in California will cost you around $330,000 here in San Antonio, Texas. And that's the main reason why I left California to come here in Texas. I wanted to live in a nice house that I can afford and with a warm weather because I hate the snow and I hate the winter.
My man, I hate winter, I hate snow. Oh my god, the metal in my arm when it gets cold and it just grips the crap out of my bones and just kills me.
Now guys, let me tell you something. The heat over here in Texas in the summer is burning hot. Burning hot. But outside of that, I love Texas. We have no state income tax compared to California where I used to pay 13% in state income tax. Anyway guys, I don't want to make this video too much boring by talking about too much economics and finance, but you don't move from Texas to California. You do the opposite.
I agree.
I'm freaking out right now because I live in Southern California. I live in an apartment, 2-bedroom, 2-bath. I'm already paying $3,200 for this tiny little apartment. Like
Why? I'm looking at places now. I can find like a 4-bedroom, 2-bath with a nice square footage that is a house for $3,500 to $4,000. Why are you paying for an apartment that's only two? Go on.
700 square feet, 2-bed, 2-bath. And I just got my renewal lease offer. Now they're going to be charging me $3,800. That's like a $600 increase from what I'm paying now. $600. So I'm freaking out because I can barely afford where I'm living right now. It's already hard.
I'm going to question, why do you need a 2-bedroom? Like, why do you need 2 bedroom, 2 baths? Do you live by yourself? Because if you didn't, then technically it would be half that rent, wouldn't it?
I already work 2 jobs. How on earth am I gonna have to spend an extra $600? And that's not even including my utilities. With utilities, it'll probably be $4,000 for my 2-bed, 2 baths in California. Going from $3,200 to almost $4,000.
No, your math is wrong because you paid utilities anyways now. So utilities didn't really go up that much to $200 a month.
How is this possible? Who can afford to do this? Who can afford to live here?
Very few people.
If this is what's going to happen, I'm going to move to a 1-bedroom apartment.
Again, guys, I only recently hit the 6-figure mark. I still only pay $700. The only reason I want to get a bigger place now is, one, I want to move my brother in a little bit so we can have our own spot. And I want to build a studio to invite people over to, do content and stuff. It's hard to invite people over to my one little bedroom and make a lot of content. It's already awkward now that I invite women to do content here. They don't feel awkward about it, but it's just I feel weird about it. Just my bed is right there. I don't know. It's weird to invite women into your bedroom and not have sex with them. It's just weird.
So I don't know. Like, I'm freaking out. I feel helpless. I can't contact the leasing renewal specialist because they're closed on the weekends. It's Saturday. So I don't know what to do. I don't know if this is right. I don't know if anyone else is experiencing.
God forbid you want to live in Hollywood, downtown LA, anywhere, just anywhere central. It is so overpriced, and you pay for so much for such little. It is so ugly out here.
Does she know that she doesn't have to live in LA? She could actually move to a state where the rent is cheaper. These women always act as if they have to live in New York, LA, or Miami, and they wonder why they can't pay their rent.
Someone needs to invent a software or app that allows you to pay your rent off over the month. And I know they have like flex rent, which breaks your rent up into like 4 payments or something like that. No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about if I got $25 to put towards my rent this week, let me put $25 to it.
Yeah, it's called a savings account that you put away and don't touch, and when rent comes along, you pull that money out and pay. It's not that hard of a concept.
If next week I want to put $437 to it specifically, let me do that. Like, can y'all invent that? That's an idea that I had, but I don't have the...
Yeah, it's called the extra bank account that you don't touch until you pay rent with it. That fixes the problem that you're speaking of.
Means to create it. So, can someone please create it? Because...
I mean, look at her. She thinks she's so smart. Right? She actually believes that she just came up with something that is very new and revolutionary. But I have an answer for her. Actually, I have 2 answers for her. Ma'am, you could actually take those $25 from the ATM machine and put it in an envelope. Then you can repeat the process as many times as you want until you get the amount that you need to pay your rent. Now, I understand that some people don't like carrying cash. I get that. Well, if that's the case, you could actually open a savings account and put $25 into that account until you get the amount that you need to pay your rent. Wow, those boss chicks don't like to take accountability for anything that they do. They don't want any accountability for their actions.
So I begged my landlord yesterday to let me stay here until the 17th so I could try to pay them back. It is now $1,000 something for my rent.
Oh, is that bad?
Like, I'm not joking. Fun fact, my leasing office, whatever it is, landlord, they used to take partial payments. This year they decided we're not taking partial payments anymore. We just take the whole amount. How is that fair? Like, I literally continue to rack.
They gave you a convenience before because it was, convenient, and then it was probably having issues, so they took the convenience away. There's nothing wrong with that. Women are just so entitled. Again, privilege is invisible to the people that have it, but once you take that privilege away, it becomes oppression, guys.
Back up late fees because you won't let me pay the full amount, like any amount of it. Like, how is that even like be so for real? And then on top of that, I literally live by myself. I'm the only one who has to pay this amount just to live, just to have all my stuff that I have, which I don't, that's not even worth this much.
Let me tell her why her apartment complex stopped taking partial payment for rent. People were probably not paying their full rent balance by the end of the month.
Yep.
These same people started carrying unpaid rent balances over to the following months. Also, she just said that she's living by herself and she's paying for everything herself. Okay, who else is supposed to pay for it? I have some ideas for her. She could move in with a few roommates. That would greatly reduce how much she pay in rent every month. But she won't do that. You know why?
No.
Because she will not be a boss baby anymore. And that's what she wants in the end.
People put themselves in such financial strife just to look strong and independent and capable. After my divorce, I went to go live with roommates. Everybody knew this. All my friends know this. All my friends know I still live with roommates now. They know I make good money and they always confuse, why don't you just move out? You have good money now. I want to save towards other things. You know, maybe be a little more comfortable with a nice little nest egg while I'm, only paying $700 now. And then if I do go to a place on my own, it won't be a fucking problem. Please rate them below. I really appreciate that. I'll catch you guys next time. Ciao.